Hello everyone and welcome to Crazy About Disney. Today I actually have a special guest, Panda himself from BigFatPanda. How are you?
How are you, man? Good, John.
I'm doing pretty good. So I wanted to have you on today to talk about a little bit of, because I know you haven't been to Disney Springs yet.
Not yet. I really do want to go. I need to. I just did the Universal thing. I got to do Disney Springs.
Okay. I've been there. It's kind of like in the evening, afternoon, evening, and it was nice because there was like hardly anybody there. We walked right up to, what is it, Boathouse, and just, because usually like that place, Planet Hollywood, at least 200, 2 hour lines
Yeah.
for waiting.
Boathouse. I could go for some Boathouse right now.
Oh yeah, that was really good food. So, I recently just saw your video for Universal.
I feel like I was hard on them, but now the more I think about it, the more I feel like they deserved it.
Yeah, so let's take a trip into sort of highlights of that day.
I think the bottom line is expectation. I expected less people.
Mm-hmm.
I thought even if they put the park at 30%, that it would feel like there was less people, but it didn't. It felt like a normal to almost a crowded day, starting with. Remember, they're not charging for parking right now.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, you'd go through the toll booth and you'd go to the parking. Everybody still goes to the toll booth and gets the QR code that they give you for your reservation.
Yeah.
For the pass holders, which ends today. Like after today, there's no reservation, which I don't know how they're going to handle that. But they had 9 lanes, maybe even 10 lanes of cars funneling into one. If you know what that's like in Florida or anywhere, New York, it's not good.
Yeah.
Touching my face and doing what you're not supposed to.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to New York, but it literally feels like forever.
Putting that many cars into one lane, and everybody's trying to be. I guess you go now. I guess you go. I guess these people go. So that's very difficult to happen. So that took a long time. Then we parked. Long line to get your temperature check, which is just they're pointing at your head and they're pushing a button, and that just took a long time. There was nobody social distancing there. Again, that really wasn't my concern. More concerned was there's 5 Purell stations, and not one of them had any drips left. You put your hand under, and people are going to each one. So now it's making a crowd of people bumping into each other and touching. And just like, where's the team member that was supposed to refill these? At least refill one, while the others, that was a catastrophe. Got inside, saw that it was a lot of people. Some people with their mask, because you're allowed to take your mask off to eat and drink. You can walk around with a soda and have your mask off. So I get it. So, I think it's up to us to protect ourselves, really, not to worry about other people wearing masks. I don't care if somebody else doesn't wear it. I just was an observation. But then you go to get on the rides, and the virtual queue was done early in the morning. So then there was a long wait. We went to Poseidon's Fury because they said 25-minute wait. It was over an hour wait inside, and there was nobody there. It was just weird. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was. I was ready to go. We went to Confisco's. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Oh, it's
Islands of Adventure. I like that place.
Yeah.
A 70-minute wait to try to get lunch, and I was like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll go home. But that was with a reservation. What are they gonna do starting tomorrow when
that's
show up?
Because usually a reservation, it's kind of like in front of everyone. So I mean that's.
And you know how many people to expect. What if a lot of people show up this weekend? Where are they gonna house them until they can corral? Where are they gonna corral them until they can go in the park?
Yeah, that's kind of one thing that I'm wondering about, especially when Disney opens, because if I'm not mistaken, it's July 11th, the same as no, because SeaWorld is opening June 11th, which I thought was very interesting. But Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom
July 11th.
11th,
The
and
rest
then
of the 15th.
yeah.
But at least for that, you'll need a reservation to get into the park.
Yeah.
So at least they know who to expect. You don't have to worry about a bunch of people at the Transportation and Ticket Center who can't get in. They shouldn't come if they don't have the reservation.
One thing that I'm kind of conflicted about, because you know how security they search through things and all that. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to switch out gloves, or you know how Universal, because they have the conveyor belt.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe we'll get the X-ray machine like Universal. Yeah, that's interesting, because then if they're touching people, even with the gloves on, and then they're touching your stuff, not so sanitary.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're not going to have the fingerprint scanner anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know how it's... Because I mean...
want to put my finger on that now.
Yeah.
After everybody else does.
Because because Disneyland Shanghai, they're totally different than us. But it's nice to get a sense of what can happen and what is happening.
I think it'll be similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I was even reading that they were doing like reservations for rides too for Disney.
Oh, the virtual queue too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like everything on the app with the virtual thing. I know the mobile ordering at Disney is amazing. One day I was in Toy Story Land, and there was a line of people. It had to be a good 20 minutes at the, what is it, Woody's Lunchbox? I think it's
yeah.
And I went on the mobile thing, I ordered, and they said, come pick up your food. And it was like 30 seconds. And I'm getting the food, looking at the line of people going, why would everybody not do this?
Yeah, I what was it? It was grand opening, and yeah, because I remember seeing you, but you were busy in a group or whatever. I didn't want to bother you. And I saw not a lot of people were doing the mobile ordering, but I can see how it's playing into now, especially with everything. Yeah.
Try it. When you get a chance, try it. You'll like it. You'll be a fan.
Well, I'm actually getting a new iPhone over the weekend, so which will be a little nice for me because I haven't always had the best phone, so it'll help a great deal.
Better for photos too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially. I was even surprised that some of the not all the meet and greets, but some of the meet and greets were at Universal.
Did they have meet and greets?
Yeah, Homer Simpson was out, but he was on the RV because of social distancing.
So technically not a meet and greet, it was more of a wave and go.
Yeah, it was kind of it was really interesting just because just the way it was, especially when I saw some videos that had Pai and olive oil, and they have the masks on, so it's like
they technically have a mask.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know, it's that weird feeling almost. But things are open and you're happy, and like everyone's glad to be there and working. So
yeah, I really want the parks back as normal as they could be. With Universal, I just felt they went too fast maybe before they ramped it up. They put a lot of stickers on the floor. That was about it. I think it'll work out okay. We'll see what this weekend does if they have to pull back on the capacity for a little while. But
yeah, have you heard?
Today, though, did you hear today? Florida had the most number of virus ever since the virus started.
That's not surprising.
Wow. We're not getting better. We're getting worse.
Have you heard anything for the Born Stuntacular?
I thought that was going to be open yesterday. It looked like it was ready for the preview.
Oh yeah, they're.
But it's not. I haven't heard anything specific. The rumor was, get surprised tomorrow when you go for your preview, you can see the Born Spectacular, and it was not ready.
Because when's the 30th anniversary?
I know it's soon. Oh, isn't Halloween Horror Nights having its 30th anniversary?
Yes.
And again, what are they going to do with Halloween Horror Nights?
Well, they definitely can't do conga lines.
Right.
Which is going to be an interesting approach to that, because it's like people always hated the conga lines. So it's like, are we going to do groups now? And I mean, which I'm all for it, because the conga lines feel like, they scare you, and you already see, the scare like 10 steps ahead of them. So
here's the thing though, with the conga lines, there was still lines sometimes of 3
Yeah.
hours for a house. If you're not doing it that way, how long is the line going to be?
Oh, probably doubled or tripled at least.
Even if you lessen capacity, can you make money from the event the way you plan on? It's a real. I'm so happy I'm not in their logistics management, because
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I know for sure we would have gotten at least 3 house announcements already. 3 or 4, something around there.
We've gotten nothing, right?
Yeah.
I think they're still figuring out if they can do it now.
Because I know on their, Twitter or Instagram, a person was asking them about the event, and they said so far we're full force. So it's an interesting approach.
Full force without any announcements doesn't sound.
Yeah,
still,
what's to come.
They're still very confused. I'm sure it's full force. There'll be an event, but I think they're still figuring out what kind of an event, what it's going to look like.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, because I was looking forward to 30 years of HHN.
I think this would have been the best year. Had everything went normal, I think it would have been phenomenal. I heard they saved some money from last year.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Funny thing, because even for Universal Hollywood, it seems like Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights, it's always, the houses are way better than theirs. If you compare like both of the houses.
I always watch videos. I remember La Llorona house. The woman was like falling out of the mouth of a huge spirit coming out of the window, and it was like, why don't we have that? No, I feel that way too.
Yeah,
maybe because it's Hollywood, they're just better with maybe props and stuff, because they that's where they film a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. What is your take on even the holidays?
The parties, Halloween parties and Christmas parties, which the cornerstone of those parties is a parade, a special parade,
yes,
and special fireworks. You don't have any of those. How can this, do I want to pay for a separate ticket for a Halloween night at Disney when all it is going to be is some projections on buildings and candy given out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's worth $100 to me. The parade and the fireworks were. Same thing with Christmas. No Christmas parade, no Christmas fireworks. I don't even think they'll do the show in front of the castle. They might light the castle, but probably without a ceremony. Or if they do some sort of a lighting show, they would have to space people out.
Yeah, different groups.
Instead of a parade, is maybe have a float, like 1 float in Adventureland, 2 floats in Tomorrowland, stationary.
That might be interesting.
It still would gather people close, I think. So I don't know, but it might be a happy medium that they have to try. I don't know.
But with the upcoming, even for the 50th anniversary, because what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy, and Tron Light Cycles.
Ratatouille.
Weren't we supposed to get Ratatouille this summer?
Yeah, and it was almost finished. I walked inside it. It was almost finished.
Okay.
So I assume that's still on par to be done at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about Epcot running without cultural representatives.
Yeah.
So like the people, could you go to France and you get a guy going, "Hello, welcome to France."
I heard about that.
I'm sure eventually.
Yeah, some of the comments, people were saying that's kind of off-putting.
I understand, there's no choice right now. You can't just get somebody and train them and fly them and all that stuff. But eventually they have to put that back. I have to feel like I'm in the country that I'm going to,
Well, yeah, because, especially in, when you go to Africa for Animal Kingdom, you want that, realism to actually make it feel like you're there. And, Disney does a phenomenal job of doing that. What are you, like, again, talking about the 50th anniversary, because they, even like a year, they were starting to talk a little bit about some things I think it was in 2019, but it's just kept secret.
I'm not hearing much about what else is going on and what could be delayed. Remember they talked about a Mary Poppins attraction?
Yeah.
On the books. Then there's a rumor that when Spaceship Earth reopens, it will reopen just regular. Like maybe the refurbishment is postponed. I could figure them trying to save money right now.
That's right, because it was supposed to close down in April?
I forget when. I think April. That sounds right. Yeah.
And yeah, because everything kind of like went shutdown mode. A couple weeks after Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot.
I really think that next year they should just make it this Flower and Garden, like everything they were going to release, because nothing got done. We didn't get to eat anything or see anything, basically, for this Flower and Garden.
Hopefully, I'm hoping they'll still have food and wine. I couldn't see Disney not doing it because they get a big group of people to go there annually.
I've learned never to say never anymore. If you would have asked me, would Disney shut down, like, in January?
Oh, yeah.
Like, no. Right? You would have said, no, they're not going to close.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's only, like, both of the parks have only closed, like, a couple of times. Not even for very long. It's it's very weird. It's a weird feeling. But I for your video, especially for Universal, I did enjoy how much realism there was there, because I did see a lot of
I tried to back up what I was saying a little bit with the video, and I didn't want to be too hard on Universal because I really want to like it, and I love Islands of Adventure, and I couldn't, I didn't want to lie and say, oh, it's wonderful. It wasn't that enjoyable. I would wait if it was, now.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think that added realism of what you were saying and the videos that you took, I really appreciated it because, like, a lot of these YouTubers,
everything's wonderful. I know.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes too. There's a lot of times with Disney, if I don't like something, I just don't say it. The one thing with Disney that I remember not enjoying and being vocal about, and people are like, oh my God, John said he didn't like something, was the Rivers of Light. I remember being really disappointed in what that was going. And I wanted to like it so bad, and I just couldn't hold it in. So yeah, sometimes people are, everything's great, everything's wonderful, and if you are that way about everything, it could be real. Maybe you just are easy to please. But sometimes it's like, all right, give something. If I don't like a piece of food or something, I'll tell you. There are times where I won't drag it out, But with Universal being a reopening, I had to be honest. And I'll be honest with Disney, too. If I went there and I saw what I saw at Universal,
of course, because you know, along with a lot of other people, you're informing everyone, and you know, obviously you don't want to lie and say, "Oh, I'm having a great time. Wee, look at me."
Sometimes you almost feel obligated, especially if they're giving you something. Let's say Universal invited me and I didn't have my own annual pass. You feel obligated to kind of be honest, or at least if you're honest, you have to worry that maybe you're not getting invited to something next time. But for the most part, I have to say they like when you're real and do nice things. I saw a very nice either sister or mom behind you or somebody.
Oh, that's my sister.
Hi. Hello, sister.
But I mean, I'm kind of even worried, like, for especially my annual pass, if depending on high crowd, even when Disney opens, because Universal aren't doing reservations to get into the park, you know.
We don't know. We don't know if we're going to get in.
I mean, especially if there's, you know, reservations for the rides, let alone, you know, the actual parks.
I know.
I don't even know if we can.
I would be satisfied right now just sitting on a bench and watching people on Main Street. But I know what you're saying. You want to make sure you're at least able to get in on things. I'm thinking with your annual pass, they got to send us an email.
Yeah, because I mean, what is it really worth it to actually go if you can't even, you know, make it into the park, and you're paying all of this money for a year? Of course, you know, we don't know how we'll go from a year from now, but it's also that question, like, you know, is it worth it? Is it, you know, am I getting everything that comes with it? And
it's changing what an annual pass is completely. It's no longer you just go in when you want. You're guaranteed. I know. It's weird. It's really weird.
But while I have you on here, I want to kind of ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Oh.
So, what would you say? I'm pretty sure you've been asked this a couple of times, maybe more. Universal or Disney? Before the pandemic.
Which one do I prefer?
Yeah.
You know, it's different. I would say mostly Disney. I like the quality. I feel the quality of cast member is, for the most part, not all, is a little above Universal. But there are times where I really just want to jump on Spider-Man or Transformers and have a good time. So mostly Disney, but especially with stuff like Rise of the Resistance, which I don't feel like, you know, you can get close to that at Universal right now.
Yeah, because it was... Is it the first trackless ride?
I think for us here, maybe. Not for Disney, because I know their Winnie the Pooh ride in Tokyo is trackless.
Well, I mean for the U.S.
I think for the Disney U.S., I can't remember if we have a trackless anywhere else. I mean, I know SeaWorld and stuff, but I'm talking about...
Yeah. Because I think it was Rise of the Resistance, and then we got Minnie and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which I enjoyed. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe how...
I can't wait to go back on that.
That technology is beyond its years. Like, especially with the different POVs that you have from the different cars, it's a
different ride every time you sit somewhere else. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a completely different ride too, yeah.
But for me, I would have to say Disney, because I love... I mean, I've been a Disney fan for majority of my life. And I love the practical effects, the animatronics, the shows, the parades, and that's something that Universal kind of lacks, because everything is screens. You know, Universal doesn't have to have great parades, but Disney has that extra touch,
I agree. Even when Universal does physical effects, they're not up to the par that Disney is. It's all money and technology. But yeah, I agree for the most part. You don't have like a Haunted Mansion type ride really at Universal. That's all.
Well, I mean, the only thing that's even like close to like except for the horror makeup show, but that's something entirely different. So asking that, what is your favorite ride?
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion.
It's the one I'm missing the most, and it's just a nostalgic, good ride-through attraction.
Now, do you prefer the one at Disney World or Disneyland? Have you been to Disneyland?
I have been to Disneyland. I prefer parts of both. I think ultimately, only for that ride, I like Disney World better.
Yeah.
But the entrance in Disney World, after you get inside the house, the staircase and the hallway is better in Disneyland. Once you get on the ride, I think Disney World's a little better.
Oh,
whereas Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely better in Disneyland.
Yeah. Especially for Haunted Mansion Holiday, their layover.
I've never seen that.
Oh.
I've watched videos. I'd like to see that.
Which a lot of people are like, why can't we have that for, because even like It's a Small World has their own holiday overlay, and for whatever reasons we just don't get it. Do you have a favorite food? Like a go-to food going to Disney?
There's, it's weird. I find myself in Starbucks. Yeah. It matters on where I am and which park I'm in. A favorite go-to food, if the cheeseburger egg rolls are out in Adventureland, I want to go get those. A Dole Whip, I definitely want to have. I don't have to get them all the time, though. But I have my favorites, like, in each park.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Starbucks, I find, what it is? I think being a local and being there so often, I look for inexpensive ways to just grab something. So I'll have, like, lunch getting a coffee and an egg sandwich at Starbucks. It's just a quick, easy, cheap thing. Otherwise, I'll go to the Plaza on Main Street. I kind of like that. It's hard to get in sometimes, but it's kind of a forgotten little restaurant that some people don't know about.
Yeah, that's nice. You like to keep it kind of simple.
Kind of simple, yeah. I do like stuff, actually.
One of my favorite is probably what is it? The cream cheese filled pretzels. If you've ever
had one of those.
Oh.
Are they good? That does sound good. Did you ever have the cream cheese? I don't know if they're wontons. It's like a dessert at Yak and Yeti.
Yes, I did.
What is that? What it is? It's a cream cheese wonton? That was really good.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like everything in Yak and Yeti is amazing, and the attention to detail and just like it really brings you in. I really enjoy your show because of how many different and variety of people that enjoy what they do.
I think because it's weekly now, because I was able to do it live. The only reason why I did it monthly before was I had to edit this long show. So now that it's weekly, I could have more people on because it's there's just more time, and it's
and you don't need to edit.
It's live, it doesn't have to be edited, so that's better. But yeah, I know I run the gambit with guests, I guess, which is kind of good. I think this week should be Carol Stein. Carol Stein.
Okay.
She's the hat lady from.
Okay. Yeah.
And she used to be in the Comedy Warehouse. She's an amazing, talented lady. Really.
Yeah, I love her. her funniness. It's what's the word?
Contagious.
Contagious. And yeah, she brings a smile to my face. So I appreciate you taking the time, and stay safe and healthy.
It's all done. I'm sure I'll see you in the park. We should get together one day for lunch.
Yeah, we'll try to do a couple of vlogs too. So.
And if we do Disney Springs soon, we might be able to do that together still with mask on.
Oh my gosh! If you've ever been to Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I do like BigFatPanda better, but it takes time to get through that line. But I like Blaze a lot too.
Okay.
Do you know how many people named John steal my pizza? I'm telling you, one day I had to order 3 times. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, who's picking up my pizza?
But yeah, I hope you still stay healthy and safe, and thank you for everything you do. You make you inspire me. You inspire a lot of people, and no, you do. You are seriously loved by a lot of people. So, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you real soon.
When you release this, you tell me. Thank you, John.
Bye.